good cook you are! You take the fowl out of my hands after I have stolen it and plucked it. And you put it in the big pot at the fire there. And I can go out and run races with the witches at the edge of the waves and get an appetite. And when I've got it, there's the hen waiting inside for me. Done to the turn.
Done to the turn?
Come now. I'll have a leg, and you'll have a leg, and we'll draw lots for the wishbone. I'll be praising you. I'll be praising you for your good plans and for your good cooking. There's nobody in the world like you, blind woman. Come, come. Wait a minute. Oh, I shouldn't have closed the door. There's some that look for me, and I wouldn't like them not to find me. Don't tell it to anyone, blind woman. There are some that look for me. Born herself out of the river, fanned out of the deep sea. Witches they are, and they come by in the wind and they cry. Give a kiss, fool. Give a kiss. It's what they cry. That's wide enough. All the witches can come in now. Oh, I wouldn't have them beat at the door and say, "Where's the fool? Why has he put a lock upon the door?" Maybe they'll hear the bubbling in the pot and come in and sit upon the ground. Oh, but we won't give them any of the fowl. Oh, no, let them go back to the sea. Let them go back to the sea. Why do you say, ah?
I know the big chair. It is today the High King Crohor is coming. They've brought out his chair. He's going to be Cuchullin's master in earnest from this day out. It is that he's coming for.
He must be a great man to be Cuchullin's master.
So he is. So he is. He's a great man. He's over all the rest of the kings of Ireland.
Cuchullin's master! I thought Cuchullin could do anything he liked.
So he did. So he did, but he ran too wild. A Crohor is coming today to put the oath upon him that will stop his rambling and make him as biddable as a house dog and keep him always at his hand. He will sit in this chair and put the oath upon him.
How will he do that?
Ah, you've no wits to understand such things. He will sit up in this chair and he'll say, "Take the oath, Cuchullin. I bid you take the oath. Do as I tell you. What are your wits compared with mine? And what are your riches compared with mine? And what sons do you have that will pay your debts and put a stone over you when you die? Take the oath, I tell you. Take a strong oath."
I will not! I'll take no oath! I want my dinner!
Hush, it is not done yet.
You said it was done to the turn.
Did I now? Well, it might be done and not done. The wings might be white, but the legs might be red. The flesh might stick hard to the bones and not come away in the teeth. But, believe me, fool, it will be well done before you put your teeth in it.
Oh, my teeth are growing long with the hunger.
I'll tell you a story. The kings have storytellers while they are waiting for their dinner. I'll tell you a story with a fight in it. A story with a champion in it. And a ship and a queen's son that has his mind set on killing somebody. You And I know.
Who's that? Who's he coming to kill?
Wait now till you hear. While you were stealing the fowl, I was lying in a hole in the sand, and I heard 3 men coming with a shuffling sort of noise. They were wounded and groaning.
Go on, tell me about the fight.
There had been a fight. A great fight. A tremendous great fight. A young man had landed on the shore. The guardians of the shore had asked his name, and he had refused to tell it. And he had killed one, and others had run away.
Ah, that's enough. Come on now to the fowl. I wish it was bigger. I wish it was as big as a goose.
Hush! I haven't told you all. I know who the young man is. I heard the men who were running away say he had red hair, that he had come from Aoife's country, that he was coming to kill Cuchulainn.
Nobody can do that. Cuchulainn has killed kings. Kings and sons of kings. Dragons out of the water and witches out of the air. Monicus and Monicus and people of the woods.
Yeah, hush!
Witches that steal the milk from more that steal the children. Hags that have heads like hares. Hares that have claws like witches. All riding a cock horse out of the very bottom of the bitter black north.
Yeah, hush, I say!
Does Cuchulainn know that he is coming to kill him?
How would he know that? With his head in the clouds, he doesn't care for common fighting. Why would he put himself out? And nobody in it but that young man, huh? Now, if it were a white fawn that might turn into a queen before morning.
Come to the fowl. I wish it was as big as a pig. A fowl with goose grease, pigs crackling.
No hurry, no hurry. I know whose son it is. I wouldn't tell anybody else, but I will tell you. A secret is better to you than your dinner. You like being told secrets.
Oh, tell me the secret.
That young man is Aoife's son. I am sure it is Aoife's son. It flows in upon me that it is Aoife's son. You have often heard me talking of Aoife, the great woman fighter Cuchulainn got the mastery over in the north.
Oh, I know. She's one of those cross queens that live in hungry Scotland.
I am sure it is her son. I was in Aoife's country for a long time.
That was before you were blinded for putting a curse upon the wind.
There was a boy in her house that had her own red colour on him. And everybody said he was to be brought up to kill Cuchulainn. That she hated Cuchulainn. She used to put a helmet on a pillar stone and call it Cuchulainn and set him casting at it. There's a step outside. Cuchulainn's step.
Where's Cuchulainn going?
He's going to meet Crowhor that has bidden him to take the oath.
An oath, blind woman. How can I remember so many things at once? Who is going to take an oath?
Cuchulainn is taking an oath to Crowhor, who is High King.
What a mix-up you make of everything, blind woman. First you were telling me one story, now you're telling me another story. So how can I get the hang of it at the end, if you mix up everything at the beginning? Wait till I settle it out. There is Cuchulainn. And there is the young man, coming to kill him. And Cuchulainn doesn't know. Where's Crowhor? There is Crowhor with all his riches. Cuchulainn, young man, Crowhor. But where's Aoife? Huh? There is Aoife, high up in the mountains in hungry High Scotland. true after all. Maybe it was your own making up. It's often before you've cheated me with your lies. Come to the cooking pot. My stomach is pinched and rusty. Would you have it to be creaking like a gate?
I tell you it's true, and more than that is true. If you listen to what I say, you'll forget your stomach.
I won't!
Listen! I know who the young man's father is, but I won't say. Oh, I'd be afraid to say. Oh, fool! You would forget everything if you could know who the young man's father is.
Who is it? Out with it, now or I'll shake you! Out with it, or I'll shake you!
Wait! There's somebody coming! It is Cuchulainn is coming. He's coming back with the High King. Go and ask Cuchulainn. He'll tell you. It's little you'll care about the cooking pot when you've asked Cuchulainn that.
I'll ask him. Cuchulainn will know. I'll ask him. No, I won't ask him. Yes, I will ask him. The blind woman said I must ask. Oh, I'm not going to ask him. I have but killed hens and geese and pigs. He's killed kings. Says I'm afraid. I'm not afraid. I'll ask him. No, Cuchulainn. I'm not going to ask. He has killed kings and sons of kings, dragons out of the water, and witches out of the air, Monicus and Monicus, and people of the woods.
Because I have killed men without your bidding, and rewarded others at my own pleasure? Because of a half a score of trifling things, you'd lay this oath upon me? And now you add another pebble to the heap. And I must be your man, well nigh your bondsman, because a youngster out of Aoife's country has found the shore ill-guarded.
He came to land while you were somewhere out of sight and hearing, hunting or dancing with your wild companions.
He can be driven out. I will not be bound. I'll hunt or dance or quarrel or make love wherever and whenever I have a mind to. If time had not put water in your blood, you never would have thought it.
I would leave a strong and settled country to my children.
Oh, but I must be obedient in all things. Go where you please. Come when you call. Sit at the council board among the unshapely bodies of old men. I, whose mere name has kept this country safe. I, that in early days have driven out Maeve of Cruachan, the northern pirates, the kings out of the garden of the east of the world. Must I, who held you on the throne when all had pulled you from it, now swear obedience as if I was some cattle-raising king? Are my shins speckled from the heat of the fire? Have my hands no skill but for making figures in the ashes with a stick? Am I so slack and idle that I need a whip before I serve you?
No whip, Cuchulainn. Every day my children come to me and say, this man is growing harder to endure. How can we be at safety from this man that nobody can buy or bid or bind? We shall be at his mercy. When you are gone, he burns the earth as if he were fire, and time can never touch him.
So the tale grows finer yet, and I am to obey whatever child you set upon the throne, as if it was yourself.
Oh, certainly. I am High King. My son shall be High King. You, for all the wildness in your blood, and though your father came out of the sun, are but a little king, and weigh but light in anything that touches government if put into the balance with my children.
It's well we should speak our minds out plainly. For when we die, we'll be spoken of in many countries. We, in our early days, have seen the heavens like a burning cloud brooding upon the world, and being more than men can be now that that cloud is lifted up, we should be the more truthful. Crohor, I do not like your children. They have no pith, no marrow in their bones, and they will lie soft where you and I lie hard.
You rail at them because you have no children of your own.
I think myself most lucky that I leave no pallid ghost or mockery of a man to drift and mutter in the corridors where I have laughed and sung.
Not true. For all your boasting of the truth between us, for But there is none having house and lands that have been in that one family, called by that one family's name for centuries, but is made miserable if he knows they are to pass into a stranger's keeping, as yours will pass.
The most of men feel that, but you and I leave names upon the harp.
You play with arguments as lawyers do, put no heart in them. I know your thoughts. For you and I have slept under the one cloak and drunk from the one wine cup. I know you to the bone. I have heard you cry. Aye, in your very sleep, I have no son. And with such bitterness I have gone upon my knees and prayed that it might be amended.
For you thought that I should be as biddable as others, had I their reason for it. But it's not true. For I would need a weightier argument than one that marred me in the copying, as I have that clean hawk out of the air that, as men say, begot this body upon a mortal woman.
Now, as ever, you mock at every reasonable hope and would have nothing or impossible things. What eye has ever looked upon the child could satisfy a mind like that?
I would leave my house and name to none who would not face even myself in battle.
Well, being swift of foot and making light of every opportunity, you should have overtaken on the hill some daughter of the air, or on the shore some daughter of the country under wave.
I am not blasphemous.
Yet, you despise our queens, and would not hold a child your own if one of them had borne him.
I have not said it.
I remember. I have heard you boast, aye, when the ale was in your blood, that there was one in Scotland, where you learned the trade of war. A pale stone cheek, and the red-brown hair, and that although you loved other women, yet sooner that fierce woman of the camp bore you a son than any queen among them.
You call her a fierce woman of the camp? For having lived among the spinning wheels, you'd have no woman near that would not say, oh, how wise! What will you have for supper? What should I wear, that I may please you, sir, and keep that humming through the day and night forever? A fierce woman of the camp. But I'm getting angry over nothing, for you have never seen her. Arakrohor, if you'd seen her, with her high, laughing, turbulent head thrown back, with a bowstring at her ear, or sitting at the fire with those grave eyes full of good counsel, as it were, with wine. And though she had no child, none other had all beauty, queen or lover, or was so fitted to give birth to kings.
Listen to me. That very woman, for I know well you're praising Aoife, now hates you. Would leave no subtlety unknotted that might run into a noose about your neck, no army in idleness that might bring ruin on this land that you serve.
There's no wonder in that. There's no wonder at all in that. I never have known love but as a kiss in the mid-battle. A difficult truce of oil and water, candle and dark night, hillside and hollow, the hot-footed sun and the cold sliding slippery-footed moon. A brief forgiveness between opposites that have been hatreds for 3 times the age of this long-established ground.
Listen to me. Aoife makes war on us. Every day our enemies grow greater and beat the walls more bitterly. You, within those walls, are every day more turbulent, yet when I would speak with you about these things, your fancy runs as if it was swallowing the wind. Look at the door. And what men gather there? The old councillors who steer the land with me, and then the younger kings, the dancers and the harp players that follow in your tumults, and all of them are held there by the one anxiety. Will you be bound into obedience and so make this land safe for them and theirs? I am but half a king, and you but half. I need your might of hand and burning heart, in you my wisdom.
Nestlings of a high nest, hawks that have followed me into the air and looked upon the sun. We'll out of this once more. We'll sail upon the wind. The High King here, he would have me take an oath to do his will. And having listened to his tune from morning, I will no more of it. Run to the stable, set horses to the chariot poles, and send a messenger to the harp players. We'll find a level place among the woods, and we'll dance a while.
Cuchulainn, take the oath. There is none here that would not have you take it.
You'd have me take it?
Yes. Are we all of one mind? All!
There is not one but dreads this turbulence now that they are settled men.
Are you so changed? Or have I grown more dangerous of late? No, that's not it. I understand it now. It's you that have changed. You have wives and children now, and for that reason cannot follow one who lives life like a bird's flight from tree to tree. Well, it's time the years put water in my blood and drowned the wildness of it, for all else has changed, but that unchanged. I'll take whatever oath you will. The moon, the sun, the water, light or air. I do not care how binding.
This fire that has been lighted from your heart and mine, the older men shall be my witnesses, the younger yours. The holders of the flame shall purify the thresholds of the house with waving fire and shut the outer door according to the custom, and sing song that has come down from the old lawmakers to blow the witches out. Considering that the wild will of man could be oath-bound, but that a woman's could not, they bid us sing against the will of woman at its wildest, in the shape-changers that run upon the wind.
Ruin on a great king's house, until all be ruinous. Names whereby a man has known the threshold and the heart stone. Gather on the wind and dry. The women none can kiss and thrive, for they are but whirling wind out of memory and mind. They would make a princely king with light images of clay planted in the running way, or for many shades.
I will take and keep this oath. From this day I shall be what you please. My chicks, my nestlings. Yet I had thought that you were of those who praised whatever life could make the pulse run quicker, although it were brief. And that you held that a free gift were better than a forced. But that's all over. I will keep it too. I never gave a gift and took it again. I swear to be obedient in all things to Crohor and to uphold his children.
We are one being, as these flames are one. I take your strength, and I give my wisdom. I'll thrust the sword into the flame, pray that they may serve the Hearthstone and the Threshold with faithful service.
O pure and glittering ones, who should be more than wife, or friend, or mistress, give us the enduring will, the unquenchable hope, the friendliness of the sword.
Some king that has been loitering on the way, open the door, for I would have all know that the oath is taken, Cuchulainn bound, and the sword is drinking up the flame.
I am of Aoife's country. I have come alone into the midst of you to weigh this sword against Cuchulainn's sword.
Are you noble? For if of common seed, you cannot weigh your sword against his sword but in mixed battle.
I am under bonds to tell my name to no man, but it's noble.
But I would know your name and not your bonds. You cannot speak in the assembly house if you are not noble.
I will give no other proof than the hawk gives that it's no sparrow. Yet look upon me, kings. I too am of that ancient seed, and carry the signs about this body and in these bones.
To have shown the hawk's grey feather is enough. And you speak highly. I thought they'd grown weary sending champions. This fight is welcome. The High King here has offered me his wisdom. The hawk is sleepy until it hears its beloved crying out amid the acorns. Or it has seen its enemy, like a speck upon the sun. And what's wisdom to the hawk when that clear eye is burning near up in the high air? Hither, into the light. The very tint of her that I was speaking of but now. Not a pin's difference. You're from the north. But there are many that have that tint of hair. Red-brown. The light red-brown. Come nearer, lad. I'll get another look at you. Oh, there's more likeness yet. A pale, stone-pale cheek. What brought you, lad? Have you no fear of death?
Whether I live or die is in the gods' hands.
That's all words. Words? A young man's talk? For I am their plough, their harrow. I am their very strength. For he that's in the sun begot this body upon a mortal woman, and I have heard tell that he near outran the moon, that he must follow always through waste heaven, so happily he loved. He'll be but slow to break a tree that was so sweetly planted. Let's see that arm. I'll see it if I choose. Well, that arm had a good father and a good mother. But it's not like this.
You're mocking me. You think I'm not worthy to be fought, but I'll not wrangle but with this talkative knife.
Ah, put up your sword. I'm not mocking you. I'd have you for my friend. Although if it's not because you have a hot heart and a cold eye, I cannot tell the reason. He's got her fierceness. There's nobody as fierce as those pale women. But I'll keep him by me, Crohor, that he may set my memory upon her when the day is fading. You'll stop here with us, and we'll hunt the deer and the wild bulls. And when we've grown weary, light our fires between the woods and the mountain, or where the shape changes of the morning come. The High King here, he'd make a mock of me because I would not take a wife among them. Why do you hang your head? It's a good life. The head grows prouder in the light of dawn, and friendship thickens in the murmuring dark, where the spare hazel meets the wool-white foam. I can see there's no more need of words, and that you'll be my friend from this day out.
He has come hither, not in his own name, but in Queen Aoife's name, and has challenged us in challenging the foremost man of us all.
What matter? What matter?
You think it does not matter? And that a fancy lighter than the air, a whim at the moment, has more matter in it? For having none that shall reign after you when you die, you cannot think as I do. That would leave a throne too high for insult.
Let your children remortgage their inheritance, as we have, and put more muscle on. I'll give you gifts, but I'll have something too. That arm ring, boy. And then we'll have this quarrel out when you're older.
There's no other man I'd sooner have my friend than you, whose name has gone about the world as if it had been the wind. But Aoife'd say I had turned coward.
I'll give you gifts that Aoife will know, and all of her people will know, that have come from me. My father gave me this. He came to try me, rising up at dawn out of the cold dark of the rich sea. He challenged me to battle, but before my sword had touched his sword, he told me his name. He gave me this cloak and vanished. It was woven by queens out of the country under wave. Tell her I was afraid. Tell her what you will. No. Tell her I heard a raven croaking on the north side of the house, and I was afraid.
Some witch of the air has worked upon your mind, Cuchulainn.
His head is like a woman's head that I had a fancy for.
Witch of the air can make a leaf confound us with memories. They run upon the wind and hurl the spells that make us invisible out of nothing. They've gone to school to learn the trick of it.
There's nothing out of common here. The winds are innocent.
No!
That arm ring,
Give
boy.
it to me, High King, for this while Aoife has carried off my slaves.
No, give it to me, for she has harried me in house and hair. I claim this fight.
And I!
Get back! Back! Put up your swords! Put up your swords! Leary! There's no man alive shall accept the challenge that I have refused.
No, let them come, if they've a mind for it. I'll try it out with any two together.
I've spoken as I would have spoken at your age, but you're in my house, and whatever man shall fight it out with you, shall fight it out with me! Eh? Oh, they're dumb. They're dumb. How many of you would meet this old mutterer, this whistler, this sandpiper, this edge that's greyer than the tide, this mouse that's gnawing at the timbers of the wall, this! Ah, boy, I'd meet them all in battle if I had a son like you. He could avenge me when I was stood for the last time the men whose fathers, sons, friends, brothers I've killed upholding Crohor, when the 4 provinces were met with the ravens over them. Oh, but I'd need no avenger. You and I, we'd scatter them like water from a dish.
We'll stand by one another from this out. Here is the ring.
No. Turn and turn about. But my turn is first, for I am the older. No. 9 queens from the country under wave, wove it from the fleeces of the sea. And they were long embroidering at it. Boy, if I had fought my father, he would have killed me. As sure as if I had a son and fought with him, I would be deadly to him. For the old fiery fountains are far off now. Every day there's less heat of the blood.
No more of this! I will not have this friendship! Cuchulainn is my man, and I forbid it! He shall not go unfought, for I myself...
I will not have it!
You lay commands on me!
I'll hold you there, High King. You shall not stir!
Witchcraft has maddened you!
Yes, witchcraft! Witchcraft! Some witch has worked upon your mind, Cuchulainn. The head of that young man seemed like a woman's you had a fancy for. Then of a sudden, you laid your hands on the High King himself.
Lay my hands on the High King himself?
The witch of the air is floating above us!
Witchcraft! Witches of the air! Why did you? Who was it set you to this work? Out! Out, I say, for now it's sword on sword!
What I did
Out! Out, I say!
I have seen. I have seen. What do you cry aloud? The ever-living has shown me what's to come. How? Where?
in the ashes of the bowl, while you were holding it between your hands, I have seen Cuchullin's roof tree leap into fire and the walls split and blacken. Cuchullin has gone out to die. Who could have thought that one so great as he should meet his end at this unnoted sword? Life drifts between a fool and a blind woman to the end, and nobody can know his end. Come, look upon the quenching of this greatness. No crying out, for there'll be need of cries and rending of the hair when it's all finished.
You have eaten it! You have eaten it! You've left me nothing but the bones!
Oh, I must endure such a plague! I all over! I'll burn to pieces! This is the way you pay me! All the good I have done you!
You have eaten it! You've told me lies! Oh, I should have known you had eaten it when I saw your slow, sleepy walk. Lie there till the kings come. Oh, I will tell Crohor and Cuchulainn and all the kings about you.
What would have happened to you but for me? And you without your wits? If I did not take care of you, what would you do for food and water?
You take care of me. You stay safe and send me into every kind of danger. You sent me down the cliff for gull's eggs while you warmed your blind eyes in the sun. Then you ate all that was good for food. You left me the bird that was neither egg nor bird. Keep quiet now. There's a noise outside, a high vexing noise. I can't be listening to myself. Why can't they be quiet? Why can't they be quiet? You'd get away, would you? Lie there. Lie there. Lie there till the kings come. Oh, I will tell them all about you. I will tell it all. How you sit warming yourself when you have made me light a fire of sticks, while I sit blowing it with my mouth. Do you not always make me take the rainy side of the bush when it rains, and the windy side when it blows?
Oh, good fool! Listen to me! Think of the care I have taken of you! I have brought you to many a warm hearth, and there was a good welcome for you, but you would not stay there! You were always wandering about!
The last time you brought me in, it was not I who wandered away, but you! That got put out for taking the crewbean out of the pot when nobody was looking! Keep quiet now!
Witchcraft? There is no witchcraft on the earth or among the witches of the air that these hands cannot break.
Listen to me, Cuchulainn! I left her turning the fowl at the fire. She ate it all, though I had stolen it. She left me nothing but the bones!
I gave him what he likes best! You do not know how vain this fool is! He likes nothing so well as a feather!
Nothing but the bones and feathers! Nothing but the feathers, though I had stolen it!
Quarrel's here too. And what is there between the two of you that is worth a quarrel? Out with it!
Where would he be but for me? I must be always thinking to get food for the two of us! And when we've got it, if the moon is at the full or the tide of the turn, he'll leave the rabbit in the snare till it is full of maggots, or let the trout slip back through his hands into the stream. Oh, it is a shame now. That's the sort of talk I have to put up with, day out, day in.
Standing about his body. They will not awaken him for all of his witchcraft.
It is that young champion he has killed. He that came out of Aoife's country.
He thought to have saved himself with witchcraft.
That blind woman said that he would kill you. He came from Aoife's country to kill you. That blind woman said they had taught him all kinds of weapons so that he might do it. I always knew you would kill him.
You knew him then?
I saw him when I had my eyes in Aoife's country.
You were in Aoife's country.
Oh, I knew him and his mother there.
He was about to speak of her when he died.
He was a queen's son.
What queen? What queen? Was it Scotland? There were many queens. All of the rulers there were queens.
No, not Scotland.
Oh, that then, huh? Speak! Speak!
I cannot speak. You are clutching me too tightly.
He said a while ago that the young man was Aoife's son.
She? No. No, she had no son when I was there.
That blind woman there said that she owned him for her son.
I'd rather he had been some other woman's son. What father had he? Some soldier out of Alba? She was an amorous woman. A proud, pale, amorous woman.
None knew whose son he was.
None knew! Did you know? Old listener at doors.
No, I knew nothing.
She said a while ago that she heard Aoife boast that she'd only but the one lover, and he the only man that had overcome her in battle.
Somebody is trembling. Fool! Is Cuchulainn going to hurt us? Or is not I who told you, Cuchulainn?
It is Cuchulainn who is trembling.
It is his own son he has slain.
They did this. The pale, windy people. Where? Where? My sword against the thunder! But no, for they've always been my friends. And though they love to blow a coal till 'tis all aflame, the wars they blow aflame are full of glory and heart-uplifting pride. Not like this. The wars they love awaken old fingers and sleepy strings of harps. Who then? Why do you not speak? Speak! I have put you under my protection. I will reward you well. Dumthach the Chafer, huh? No, he is with Maeve. Leary then. Leary did this. What house is this? Now I remember. You did this. You! You sat up there with your rod of kingship like a magpie nursing a stolen spoon! Oh, but not a magpie, like a maggot that is eating up the earth! Oh, but yes, a magpie, for he has flown away! And where has he flown to?
He is outside the door!
Outside the door?
Between the door and the sea!
Crahor! Crahor! The sword into your heart!
He's going up to King Crahor. They are all about the young man. No, he is standing still. There is a great wave about to break and he is looking at it. Now he is running down to the shore, but he is holding up his sword as if he was going into a fight. Ah, well struck! Well struck!
What is he doing now?
Ah, he is fighting the waves.
He sees King Crahor's crown and every one of them!
There, he is struck at a big one. He has struck the crown off it. He's made the foam fly. There again, another big one.
Where are the kings? What are the kings doing?
They are shouting and running down to the shore, and the people are running out of the houses. They are all running.
You say they are running out of the house? There will be nobody left in the houses!
again. He's going out in the deep water. There's a great wave. It has gone over him. I cannot see him now. He has killed kings and giants. But the waves have mastered him. The waves have mastered him.
Come here, fool!
The waves have mastered him.
Come here!
The waves have mastered him.
Oh, come here, I say!
What is it?
There will be nobody in the houses. Come this way! Come quickly! We will put our hands in the ovens. The ovens will be full. We will put our hands in the ovens.